All right, everybody, welcome back into the Quarterback Center Exchange, brought to you by the Fieldhouse Network. Chase McNutt, Tatum Maupin, and Daniel Rice joining us for technically the second time, but officially the first time. Daniel, welcome in.
Hey, happy to be here. For all the K-State fans, probably none that watch, because there's not very many of us. Been a pretty good day. Be a Wildcat, man.
We'll get into that later too, right? Yeah. Man, I'm excited about this episode. For one, a lot of stuff have happened today. National Signing Day, Kansas State. That's really big news. I think college football news is. I think it's bigger than a lot of people think. So I'm excited to talk about that with Danny. I'm glad we have Danny on. Cool, right? Hopefully we can make this maybe a regular thing in the future.
Sure. Right? Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Coming off an exciting weekend of football. Really exciting.
I agree.
Weekend. Kind of a depressing Tuesday,
I wanted it to be, so.
Real depressing Tuesday, but whatever.
So, what do you want to get into first, man? Because obviously it's Wednesday, December the 3rd. So it's the day after the college football playoff rankings. There's one more playoff rankings that'll come out, and that'll be the final rankings that set the playoff. We can jump right into that if you want to, because I know you got plenty of things to say, and I really am not listening to them.
Let's run through. Let's just run through last weekend recap with A&M and LSU, and
Oklahoma,
then we'll just. Well, I didn't say Texas. I said A&M, and then y'all played LSU, right?
Yeah.
Come on now. Anyways, let's just run through those, and then we'll move on. Well, you want to go with Oklahoma first?
Yeah. Okay. So we can talk. I don't really want to talk too much about the OU game. It was a disgusting game. I mean, it was a 12. It was a noon NFL game, is what it was, man. That's what it should have been. OU won 17-13 because of the defense. Believe it or not, we had the most yards we had against any team the entire SEC slate. We put up almost 400 yards on LSU. We just had 3 turnovers, all John Mateer.
Damn, I did not know that. That's wild.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Would not have guessed that.
I know, and that's why it's crazy. I saw so much talk about people saying how terrible OU's offense is. Granted, it's bad. I'm not going to argue that, but to say that after we put up the most yards we put up all SEC season long, I was like, listen, I don't know what you watched, but we moved the ball all day. We just had 3 picks that ended. Well, the first one was on the first drive, or the second drive of the game. That was almost a pick 6. John Mateer gets a touchdown-saving tackle, and then Peyton Bowen picks it off the very next play. So if John doesn't make that tackle, LSU scores a touchdown there. The second one, he threw it way late over the middle into triple coverage. I mean, he had Kanik if he throws it like 3 seconds earlier. So, and then the last one, he tried to throw a deep fade to the sideline, and he underthrew it by 2 yards. So if you're going to throw a fade, you got to throw it to the outside shoulder, man, not the inside hash where you're almost touching the numbers. So, yeah, man, this defense is elite, though. I think that this defense can keep OU in any game. So, yeah, that's about really all I have to say about that. Isaiah Satania is the best wide receiver OU's had since CeeDee Lamb also. That dude's like 50 yards away from 1K. He had 9 for 121 and a touchdown. So, yeah, OU won 17-13 thanks to a touchdown in the – I think there was 4 minutes left in the game, and we didn't score our first touchdown until there was 1 minute left in the third quarter. So it was not a fun game to watch. It was cold, very cold.
How do you feel about them now watching that game? How do you feel about going into the playoffs and your potential matchup?
I'm just happy to be here, man. Honestly, because right now we're slated to play Bama. That's not going to happen. Whether they win or lose, that's going to change. Like whether we get Notre Dame, like if they slide up, or BYU, or like if we fall back to 9, and like I think Oregon's ahead of us by 1 slot. So like whether or not like they slide down 1 or something like that, and we play Oregon, I don't really feel too bad about a first round matchup. Just in terms of like who the defense would have to deal with offensively, because we've already dealt with Ty Simpson, man, and Arch Manning, and you held those guys to low numbers. So, and those are 2 of the best quarterbacks. I mean, say what you want about Arch at the beginning of the year. Tatum will also agree with this, and I hate saying this. Arch has been playing like a top quarterback in college football over the last few weeks. So
mechanically, for sure.
And again, OU held them to like 160 passing yards and 1 touchdown. So I would feel good defensively about any college football playoff matchup. defensively. Offensively, I don't know, man. Don't know. So that's why I can't confidently say they'll win a playoff game. But that's not. We're talking about the LSU game. I mean, I just feel good to be in the playoff, man. I feel like OU being at 8 and not sliding down to 9 was huge because I feel like if they slid down to 9, that would have left the door open for them to fall out. But I don't think they're going to fall now out of it being at that 8 spot. So.
Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately,
yeah,
it's tough.
I'm telling you, I think Mateer's. I think Mateer's thumb's still fucked up, man.
Man, I said it was gonna be every quarterback that's got that injury has not been the same after.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, and he's a guy that like
sucks.
he's a guy that is like also like very like hard on himself. He talked about like after the OU game, he said in the fourth quarter, I basically told myself, am I going to hate myself forever, or am I going to step up and be a man and do the things that I've worked so hard for? And I just think he like.
That's crazy too. That because that's a real thought that goes through those guys' heads. Because if they do, and it's one game, and they'll literally think about it forever.
Yeah,
like fuck, man. I'm sure we all have that. Like, shit, I could have done something different.
Yeah,
10 years ago, you know what I mean? I could have done something different. But yeah, that's tough.
Like Kip Lewis came up to him in the fourth quarter, and he's a starting linebacker for OU. And he basically told him, he was like, "Hey, man, it's on you here. Like, we need you. Like, you're going to be the reason we win or lose this game." And so, if Kip Lewis calls you out, I guess you got to answer. So, I mean, Isaiah Satania was wide stinking open, but I'm just glad John saw him and threw it to him because he has not been doing that all year. So, yeah, OU wins the game by 4. But again, it was not a fun game to watch or to be at. So. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
His face too.
I know he's frozen. I'm glad it froze right there. The funny thing though is that like when this exports later, I bet his side of it still has his video until it cuts out.
Did it kick him out?
Yeah, I think so. Dang. All right, Danny. Well, why don't you go ahead and jump in here? Talk a little bit about. You can talk about last week if you want. You can talk about K-State's game last week as well. Just kind of jump in, man. Talk about whatever you want to talk about here.
Yeah, man, and like you brought up the Arch thing, and it's like, yeah, he had his struggles. I think the problem with Arch and stuff, like obviously the lineage, like that narrative, and being like the front runner for the Heisman, I think honestly that's just unrealistic. I mean, again, like he hadn't really started, like any meaningful game. I think like the last year he started against Mississippi State or something when they were just really awful. So I just didn't think he had any like legit experience. So, and I think the game with A&M, I mean, he was pressured a lot. Like A&M was definitely pressuring him a lot. But you just take his first half and then look at kind of like what he did in the second half. I think that's just like kind of how his season has gone in a nutshell. Like and I don't think Texas should make the playoffs. He's gonna, Tate's gonna, jump my ass for that. But I'll say though,
You're right.
If they got in, I think they, I don't think they're good enough to win or anything like that. But I think they definitely, could win a game or be competitive with anybody, though. I will say that. But yeah, Arch has been playing good, man. He really has.
I don't know if they could beat anybody that's getting a first round bye.
Yeah.
But I think that they could mess around and beat maybe somebody from the 5 to 12 range in front of them for sure. Because I mean, Texas, I don't think that they're a bad team. Obviously, they have a bad loss, and that's the biggest thing that's keeping them out. And that's what. And we'll get into that. But again, they're not a bad team. They have a good resume, like they do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you on the phone now?
Yeah, bro. I'm fucking gonna be. Never mind. I'm gonna I don't know.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
Whatever.
Well, you jumped in when we were talking about Arch Manning, so you can hop right on in. We were kind of glazing a little bit.
Dude, damn, what's crazy is I missed it too, bro. I missed that. Fuck. Anyways, so yeah, Arch, 14 of 29, 179 yards, 1 touchdown. What we're seeing, I think, is Arch becoming more of a right now learning mechanically. The fuck. Good.
Hey man, let's lock in. Let's lock in, all right?
Anyway,
let's lock in, man.
Liv's fucking tripping right now. Anyways, mechanically, he's developed over the season terrifically. I think he had some crazy NFL style, pro style plays against A&M. Now, like I said, he was 14 of 29. He didn't throw well. A lot of those were him throwing the ball away as he was getting chased a lot, which sucks. It really does suck. But he had 50 yards on the ground, so he had over 200 yards together, 2 touchdowns, and he spread the ball around. Jack Injuries, 4 targets for 93 yards. Ryan Wingo, 4 targets for 34 yards. He had a touchdown, and a plethora of the other guys. So seeing that's great. I'm glad we beat A&M. We're going off on a high note. I don't know if we would have somehow put style points up for them if that would have helped us at all. Seeing us at 13 is great. I think that's a lot higher. Obviously, I've been fucking saying we should go to the playoffs. I still think we should go to the playoffs. But seeing them at 13 shows the confidence that the committee really does have in Texas. But the third loss and the most obvious one to Florida allegedly is holding them back. I think if we play, I think
There's
it's,
no
I'll
alleged
stand on
about
it.
it.
If
But
we're 2 loss, I'll stand on this. We're in. I don't think it's a question at all. I think we're
I
in
agree.
where Oklahoma's at.
And I agree. If Texas had 2
Unfortunately,
losses, they'd be in the playoff. I completely agree with you.
but they don't, though. That's the
and I
thing.
think,
Yeah,
but
then he
look, and I
fucking
look, I
don't.
Sark said that initially he was threatening to cancel games.
Yeah.
He's not. He said we're going to honor our commitments, but everything after those,
What a big
it's in
man.
discussion. It's up there. It's up there. Well, we're taking the high road as we should, There's still a lot of movement that can happen this weekend,
Oh my
and I
god,
really
man.
just think it's just two games that need to happen. I need Bama to get dog walked, which Kirby has an Alabama issue. I don't know what it is, bro.
It does, man.
His issue is bad, bro.
I just can't see
It's
them
crazy
losing
because
twice to them in 1
he's
year,
number
though.
1 coach.
I know,
bro.
man. It's hard to beat a team twice in the same
Especially
season.
like Georgia.
Yeah,
I
very hard.
can't see him losing them twice. Can't.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, it's a rivalry game, and Georgia played like everybody want to talk about how bad OU's offense is. Georgia played terrible against Georgia Tech last week. Awful.
Mhm.
Like, I think Gunnar Stockton had like less than 100 passing yards or something close to that. Like, it was bad.
Yeah.
And Georgia Tech they lost to Pitt, and who else did they lose to? They lost to 3 teams, did they not? So, like, I don't
Georgia
know, man.
Tech?
Yeah, Georgia Tech. Who else did they lose
No,
to?
I think they were.
I think they're 9-3.
Just a 1 loss team. No, yeah, they're 9-3. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they were 9-2.
So, but anyways,
Going to
like,
that game.
I know that the first game was close. It was low scoring as well, but like, I mean, Georgia, like, it's a completely different game plan too, especially offensively with the way they play. But I don't know, man. Like, what Georgia did offensively last week did not like really make me feel good about them heading into the conference championship game. But I mean, again, it's a rivalry game, and things are weird in rivalry games. So, but also Georgia Bama is also kind of a pseudo rivalry game as well. So
I would say it's a rivalry for sure.
I mean, yeah,
a lot of history brewing against those guys.
for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because it took Kirby, I think, was it 5 years to beat Bama. He lost to him that many
I think
times.
wasn't he the first Saban assistant to
Before.
beat Saban?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
And Sark was what, the second?
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Yeah. Shout out Sark, elite
Oh,
company.
hey, just a random little fact here. You know, the only 2 teams to win at, or the only 2 coaches to win at Bryant Denny Stadium the last, like, I think, 5 years? Steve Sarkisian and Brent Venables. How about that, man? Yeah, I know.
Something about it, man.
Anyways, so let's get back to the A&M talk real quick before we get into the college football playoff. Yeah, you said Arch, he was getting rushed a lot, and that was a big thing the entire season. And it gotten a little bit better because Arch had been throwing the ball a little bit better. But obviously wasn't the best game, but it wasn't a terrible game. He had that touchdown pass. Was it in the 4th quarter?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4th quarter. I also want to say this. Trey Wise here. I don't know what it is in rivalry games, but he always somehow
That fucking
is
guy, man.
like the big difference. Big difference, bro. He had like 19 carries for 155 yards. No touchdowns though, which is whatever.
Yeah, that's insane.
But yeah, he always finds a way to be an issue in the rivalry games. In a positive way for us, obviously, but yeah. It's crazy. And then what sucks is he's probably not going to be at Texas next year. If he is, he's not going to be the starter. But
that's just college football now, man.
Not to say it couldn't be.
Know?
Yeah, but I also, I don't know. We didn't sign a good online class this go around. Sark said we're going to address this in the portal. Maybe if he has a better line, he plays better. Obviously, he's shown he could run the rock.
I think that goes without saying, honestly, because Arch has already shown what he can do, like against this line that hasn't been great. Again, we are kind of glazing, but he's also had some really bad moments. But here's a question: do you think there's any chance at all he goes pro after this year?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think even if he had a good year,
has a lot of talent coming.
I think even if he had a really good year, I think he still would have considered staying. Truthfully, I really do.
I mean, he still seems kind of like immature as a quarterback, I think, but it is his first year starting, so that was to be expected. I think, well, not to be expected. Obviously, they put him as a Heisman favorite, but I don't know. I think there's he's got a lot of talent coming in. And I definitely think Sark's going to try to hit the portal extremely hard. I don't know what's going to happen with the receivers, but Sark seems to think we're not going to lose anyone in the portal. So we have elite receivers on the roster already. If we can go out and snag a couple, we just signed 1 or 2 5-star receivers, trying to get either a second or third one. I think he'll go out and try to snag a couple big names at some skill positions and a line position. I think he's going to turn up next year. I don't think Arch leaves. He'll leave, definitely. I think he has. Is he good? Is it last year's last eligibility year?
He has, I guess
2 more years technically, right?
Is he a red shirt? I mean, if
he redshirted, but he didn't.
So then he's
technically
a red shirt.
Like when
would he be a
red shirt sophomore?
Sophomore.
He played 2 more.
Sophomore.
He'd be a red shirt
sophomore.
So he could play 2 more.
Yeah, he's got 2 more. Yeah, I don't think he stays any longer.
If he plays 2 more years, then that's because he didn't do what he needed to do next season. If he's here for 2 more years.
Yeah.
So.
Got some demons behind me.
But hey, man, Texas definitely made things way more interesting, and A&M could have just silenced all this bullshit. They could have just won the game, and we could have just gone business as usual. I mean, same thing for OU. OU could have just beaten Texas, and none of this would have been a conversation, but they didn't. I will say Sark is.
We can agree A&M's kind of fraudulent, right? Their schedule. I didn't know their schedule was that bad until after we played them. Like who they played.
They did. Well, Notre Dame's not gonna. I don't know if Notre Dame's gonna make the playoff. Right now they're in, but there's so many things that can happen. They did beat Notre Dame at the beginning of the year, but so many things have changed since then. But they played all bottom half teams of the SEC. All bottom half teams. And
the only games they won were bottom half teams. The games they did, Texas, they lost.
Now, do you guys want to jump into the college football playoff talk, or do you want to talk about some other things that happened last weekend first? Because there are still some other things like let me see here. BYU, things were close with them and UCF for a little bit. I thought that was interesting. Obviously, I didn't watch any of that game because I was in Norman, but I was watching that score, and BYU ended up winning by 20. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts about their spot in the playoff? Do you think I know Daniel's kind of been a Cougar defender here. But
he's also been a Tech defender, dude. He's been a Tech jerk off.
Hey, Tech is good, dude.
Tech is legit. Man. Tech's legit. My opinions on BYU, man, it's like, dude, I honestly have been sleeping on them forever, But if you look back last year, if you really wanted to examine that, like I think they should have made the playoff last year. Like SMU had the same record as them, and I'm pretty sure BYU went to their place and won, beat them straight up.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want an argument, that's as good as an argument as any, for them. But my thing is, like, they have a stronger strength of schedule, I think, than Miami, Notre Dame. Their only loss was to a top 5 team on the road, Like, honestly, for the most part, they've been – I mean, I think people are just kind of just shitting on them just because they're BYU and it's Big 12, But, like, I don't know. I think they should at least be over.
I think they should be 9, personally.
I think they should be 9. Yeah, that's what I would say. And I think that's probably for them to be safe. I mean, they're fucking 11-1, man. You know what I mean?
If you wanted to put them at 8 as well over Oklahoma, I wouldn't argue that because 8 and 9 play each other. I mean, it's just going to Provo doesn't really scare me too much personally. But I definitely think they should be.
Man. Provo's nuts. I'm just.
Oh, I know. Dude, we almost lost there a couple years ago. Billy Bowman had that pick 6 that won us the game. So
I remember we played there at night.
I think any playoff game in Provo would be
Bro, we played there last year at night, and I remember Avery Johnson. They were like in some interview and asked him toughest places to play, and he was like naming, he's like, yeah, listen, we played at, Texas, Missouri. Missouri was a good crowd. But he's like, dude, there was nothing like BYU. I'm just being honest. Like that shit was crazy. Like, yeah.
That was fair.
I think OU played at 11. Fucking ass in that one too, man. That was awful.
Hey man, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
It happened a lot this year. Been accustomed to that.
But yeah, man, they're at 11. So, but here's the thing: if all the whining they've done, I mean, it's obviously much easier said than done. But if they win on Saturday, they're in the playoff.
They'll fucking much easier said playoff, dude. Because Tech's still going to be in, I think, if they lose.
Yeah, Tech's in regardless.
They have an ugly loss though to Arizona State. Bro.
I mean, honestly though, they still had they didn't have their starting quarterback, and like Sam Levitt was still playing, and it was on the road. I don't think that's that bad of a loss, truthfully. I think Arizona State went 8-4, but I mean, the last almost half of the year they didn't have Sam Levitt. You know what I mean?
It's a better loss than Bama's loss to Florida State, or personally, I think than Texas's loss to Florida.
No, for sure. So, dude. Come on.
No, Florida would wax them, bro.
With Sam Levitt and them, no,
they would not.
They wouldn't.
I'm sure you thought Texas was going to wax Arizona State last year in the playoff, and that's obviously not what happened. I know Texas won that game.
Beat them in the playoff.
Bro, they just fucking they don't goddamn they don't go fucking zero coverage on fucking 4th and 18 or whatever it is. Like that's the dumbest shit ever, bro.
Or that targeting call, man. That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's just
dumb.
But I'm just saying, like, just because you say these things will happen, like, doesn't mean they're going to happen. Like,
yeah,
I see a lot of people like I don't think Florida would blow out Arizona State on a neutral field. Half their team is hurt, so and DJ Lagway has not been good the entire year. So I'm just saying. I'm just
20-point win over 20-point win over the rivals last week.
Florida State.
You mean Florida State? You went 5-7.
Yeah, they beat the one who beat Bama, by the way. So if it comes down to us and Bama, they're kicker.
That's a bad loss.
They're kicker. They have an uglier loss than Texas does. But no one even talks
Texas
about
has more losses, though. That's the thing, man.
That's it. Yeah.
The committee has shown, especially back in the 14
losing to Ohio State by 7 in June, bro.
Hold on.
It's just no crazy.
The committee has already shown back when it was a 14 playoff, if you have 2 losses, you're not getting in. And they've shown in the 12-team playoff, the only way you're getting in as a 3-loss team is if you're a conference champ. And that's what happened with Clemson last year. That was the only reason Clemson got in. They got the 12 spot because they had 3 losses, but they won their conference chip over SMU, and SMU still got in, and they weren't punished for losing the conference championship game, which is what I think is going to happen to Alabama. So just be prepared for that, man. If Alabama loses, there's a chance they still get in the playoff. I think that's why the committee slid them up to 9. I think that's why they slid them up to 9. I'm just saying.
I think that's I think it goes for the same reason why you said if OU went back to 9, there'll still be a door open. I think that's why they moved them to 9. Is because
I think the thing is like with the playoffs. I think we just honestly have no fucking idea at the same time. Because I remember they were bringing up stuff in like 2014. Like TCU is ranked number 3. Beat West Virginia 55-3, and then they got moved down to 6, bro.
Yeah.
Now, hey, that all being said, Ohio State was the team that got in over them, right?
Yes, and I get they won. They had a
they did win it all
in the conference championship. Yeah. So honestly, hindsight, right move. You know what I mean? But like,
maybe not. But Ohio State did win it all. So
yeah. So
yeah,
dude, that's crazy. But you also got to remember, Georgia went undefeated, went to the conference championship game. This was still in the 14 playoff. Lost to Bama and got left out. And they were 12-1, and they got left out of the playoffs. So, like,
Kirby was hot, man. Yeah. I remember that. Kirby was hot.
Now, I think the playoffs going to expand one more time. I think it's going to go to 16, but then you just have more people arguing over who gets the 15th, 16th spot. Like the argument never stops until they push it to, let's make a 42-team playoff, whatever the fuck it turns into, man. Like, this isn't March Madness. It's not March Madness, dude. No, it's not fun.
It's fine.
Like, if it goes to 16.
No, FCS.
Listen, I'm fine with
the FCS. Man.
No, man. No, I don't. I don't want that. Like, I like big playoff games. I love that there's playoff games at home stadiums now.
I love that.
I think that's fucking awesome, dude. Like, that's awesome.
It's the best. It's the best.
But, man, you're just going to completely water down the regular season just completely. If you just keep expanding and expanding and expanding, you know.
Well, they're proving that now. You know what I mean?
That was the one thing that's cool about the 14 playoff, because it's like, man, every fucking game, like that shit, you fucking had to have it. You know what I mean? Now you can give up a game or two, you know, but you know. So yeah,
I think it's good. It expands different teams.
So now
the SEC is finna hopefully reign again, but
I mean, I don't really
this playoff thing.
I don't know about
State,
like.
Dude.
I don't know if I want like.
I don't think Ohio State's that good.
I'd just rather OU be successful. I could give a fuck about what the rest of the conference does. You know.
Well, yeah, but I think if Texas is not, I want SEC to win it. Obviously, and prove something.
I mean,
SEC.
I don't know,
tough.
man. If OU doesn't win, I would be cool to see Indiana win it. I'm just pulling for the underdog, you know, even though they're ranked number 2.
Yeah.
Like if OU don't win it, I would, and I don't think they're going to. I would love to see Indiana win it all.
I think it's cool. It shows the power of NIL and the power of coaching. Because Sig's story is just crazy because he just literally hasn't lost.
Yeah.
He's not like a losing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is though. There's got to be something about it. I don't know. Maybe it's just how people are. I don't know. I don't know if there's another coach. Is there another coach like him that's literally won like that at every single level, at every team, and turned things around like that at every single program?
I don't know.
Chev.
Yeah, damn straight, dude.
Yeah.
Chev, bro.
He's gonna be on Collin Klein's staff. You hear that? He's gonna be on Collin Klein's staff.
Yeah, it's not.
You lying, bro. You lying. No, it's got
Riverhawks need him. Riverhawks need him, man.
No, yeah, they need him bad. Cherry Connection got to shill out some money to keep them on, huh?
Shout out Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, by the way.
Facts. So
her name's Mackenzie Scott.
Oh man. All right. Let me see. What do we have? Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about these conference championship games coming up this weekend. We can also talk about coaching because a lot of crazy shit happened with coaching. Obviously, Lane Kiffin took the new job, and then all the stuff that's happened, all the fallout since then with Alex Galesh, John Sumrall, Pete Golding getting the job at Ole Miss, Ryan Silverfield at Arkansas, Will Stein to Kentucky, Pat Fitzgerald to Michigan State, which, by the way, a good hire. Tate, you were trying to shit on that. I think that's a good hire.
I think
for Michigan State, you got to think about where he's going.
Yeah, you're right.
That kind of shocked me. Brian Hartline going to USF. Thank God he's no longer in Columbus, bro. Wide receivers can play elsewhere now.
Right.
Penn State job is still open. They're fucked.
They're gonna hire their interim. I think they're just gonna make their interim their permanent coach because I don't know what the hell they would do else. Dude, I don't know. You tell me, man. I don't know.
I just seen it earlier.
I did too.
And after 2 weeks ago, all the players are holding signs saying, hire this, hire that. But that's a bad idea. I know they didn't. I mean, they probably have a choice, but it's a bad idea because it never works out. Works out.
Damn, like, dude, where else are they gonna go, man?
No,
like,
that's what I'm saying. I said you don't have a choice right now. Probably.
Like Ole Miss, that's what Ole Miss did. I feel like they felt like they didn't have a choice.
Who would Pete Golding?
Yeah, I think they liked him though. I think it's a different scenario, but I think just to, especially for like the playoff and stuff, to like kind of make sure, like, you know, see like, hey, this guy's in for good. Maybe to kind of settle it down and maybe we can do something in the playoff. I thought that was probably it.
I think Pete's a pretty good coach, man.
No, I agree. I think so too. But
yeah,
man, if Penn State wants to have to do a reach, bro, then he go down to Texas State, man.
They might have.
They may be limited to
DJ
some G5. That might be where they're limited to now, unless, like Daniel said, they just stick with their interim.
Well, there's only a couple other good G5 coaches, and he's one of them. Jeff Traylor over at UTSA, he's one of them.
Okay, I have a question.
Other than that, I
have a question. Do you think what would you say the best G5 job is, if you had to guess?
I think Tulane's up there.
That's probably what I would say.
I think Tulane.
Do you think?
I would only say Tulane because it's in Louisiana.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yes, all the really good guys are going to go to like LSU, but like honestly, there's still probably a good amount of really good players that they can get that LSU might not take.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like they're in New Orleans, right?
And
That's a cool place to go. And it's like, dude, if
yeah,
you just
well,
win your conference, like, you know, in this playoff, like, you know, you're gonna have a good chance to go to the playoff every year.
and
Well,
another thing is they also have history of beating big
Yeah.
programs, so I think that
Freaking beat
also
us, bro. They
adds
beat us not too
that
long ago.
much to it.
well, they
Yeah.
beat USC in that bowl game a couple years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was the
They
Cotton
beat
Bowl.
us the same year. Yeah. We
Because you
won
got
the
to
and
this
we
North
won the Big 12 that
Texas.
year.
That guy in North Texas, Denton's a cool place.
Yeah, yeah.
Denton's a sick place to be,
Okay,
and
so
he's done great, but nobody cares about North Texas.
my follow-up question is,
Weird.
since you think Tulane is the best G5 job, do you think the Tulane job is a better job than like an average like P4 job, like a low level P4 job? I'm talking like, let's say UCLA, for example, something like that, or something
Well,
like.
I would have agreed with that. I kind of agree with it now because it shows that it's a stepping stone to big conferences like the SEC. He just went from Tulane to was it
Yeah.
Florida?
Yeah, on some
Yeah,
high.
so that says a lot to other coaches. I think that is the reason why you kind of can look at it like that because you can go to a UCLA, but knowing you can go to a team like Tulane and get popped into the SEC or the Big 12 real quick. I mean, that to me, I think that's why I would say that. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird conversation.
UCLA, yeah, I don't know, man. I think like
not to pick on
Tulane
UCLA.
might be, that's tough, tough looks for them. But it might be a better job because it's like, man, you know, out there they don't really care about football that much, man.
No,
they don't care. They don't want to invest, you know. And again, now you're in the Big Ten, which is proven to be tough as fuck to win in. Like, I mean, at Tulane, legit, like you got a chance to win your conference every year, and if you do, you got a really good shot to get in the playoff. You got better chances to get in the playoff at UCLA, at Tulane than UCLA. You know.
Yeah, which is
Good
crazy
point.
because
Yeah,
they
I
have
didn't
the
think
most
about that,
historic
yeah.
stadium in college football. That's what's crazy.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
They just
it's nuts.
you would think they'd have more pride in that.
And they're the ones that's moving, right? They're shutting the stadium down, going to the Chargers.
Are they really? I didn't know that.
There was something about I think
I don't know.
they're about to move their home games to the Chargers field so far.
Damn, I hate that though.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I did not know that. But
I don't know if it actually happened, but yeah, they were. I don't know if they were shutting the Rose Bowl down or they're renovating it. Something I don't know. Oh, the Olympics I think might be there. Oh no, that's Coliseum.
well,
Anyways, regardless,
that was just I just wanted to know your guys' thoughts on that about like the best G5 job versus like a lower level P4 job. Especially
That's
right
a
now, UCLA.
great question,
It's
though.
a lower level job right now. It just is. It's
I
just
think that's probably got some merit to it. I would say like places like that, yeah, it probably maybe is a better job. And then you got to, and if you do well, like again, like I mean, Willie Fritz went to Houston and they did good this year. You know, so like if you do good there, you can move up to a better P4
Well,
job.
Houston just signed a 5-star.
Coached by K-State legend Michael Bishop. And allegedly he's phoned him to Houston to be on his staff. That's what they're saying. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there's been a lot of crazy college football things that have happened in coaching this season, and we've talked about a lot of them this year. But I think the biggest one, obviously, is Lane Kiffin going to LSU.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
and it's been really messy, man. It's been really, really messy. I don't know if you guys watched the Marty Smith interview that he got right before he hopped on the plane. Yeah. I watched it, and it was, I don't know, man, it was interesting. Some of the stuff Lane said, and then some of the stuff he put on Twitter has been disputed by some Ole Miss like players. So I don't know, man. So and
I think it's odd. I think it was an awkward conversation.
And anybody surprised by Lane Kiffin doing this? Have you not seen what Lane Kiffin has done?
I haven't seen
the
last
record,
decade
plus,
his entire career, bro. His entire career.
I mean, he spent 1 year at Tennessee before he dipped to USC in the middle of the night. So
got fired on the tarmac.
Yeah, man. Crazy, dude.
Dumb, bro. Got fired by Saban in the semifinals, bro. Said, get out, bro. You're going to go coach this fucking G5 team in fucking Boca Raton? Leave, dude. Get out, dude. We don't want you. Like, come on, dude. I mean, what are we talking about?
Dude,
yeah, this is Kiffin's MO.
Funnily enough, when he coached at FAU, I went to the game that FAU played at OU. That was Kyler's year that he played, and it's just crazy, man. I remember seeing Lane Kiffin, and I was just like, damn, kind of crazy. And that was 7 years ago. So Because then the year after that, he took the Ole Miss job. Like he's been at Ole Miss since 2019. It didn't feel like that, but he's been there for
6 years.
Yeah, been there for 6 years. It didn't feel like that.
Best coach ever
at Ole Miss, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, Houston Nutt is up there as obviously one of the best in Ole Miss.
Well, he's had their best season ever, right?
Yeah.
And they're probably one of their best running backs apparently.
And now he's not going to coach them in the fucking playoff.
Yeah.
That's
which,
sad,
by the way,
bro.
I completely understand why Ole Miss did not want him to coach in the game or in the playoff.
Yeah. Props to Ole Miss for doing that, by the way. Yeah, props to Ole Miss for balls like say, hey, bro.
Well, like, how does that help Ole Miss? How does it help Ole Miss other than obviously the hardware that you win? But like, it's just more positive recruiting for Kiffin. It's like, hey, look what I did with the team I built. Like, this can be us at LSU.
And he's going to take the players. He's just like, hey, guys, let's just go to the BR real quick.
Keywan Lacey probably going over to LSU. Thank God, man. I need Ole Miss to lose all their best players because OU has to play them for the next 4 years. So, not LSU though. That's Texas's problem next year. Have fun with Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, that's Texas' problem. But we got a terrible schedule next year.
Yeah, welcome to the world I lived in for the last 2 years, man. We got fucking boned with our schedule.
Dude, one thing about Lane Kiffin, like in that interview with Marty, it's like I think he asked him, like, "Hey, what about like LSU that they can offer that makes you want to leave?" And he was like, "Honestly, like I don't know if it's like the right move. Like it might not be." I thought that was kind of wild. We're just like this, but it's kind of true. It's like they probably have more resources and everything like that. It's like again, dude, you don't know, man. Like it could just.
I like the answer though.
And you're out. It's
I think that's one of the only honest. Yeah. I think that's one of the only honest things he really said for the most part.
Right. Yeah.
So,
man, I have a guy I work with. He's from Mississippi, huge Ole Miss fan.
Oh God.
And I think he went to Ole Miss. I asked him about it. I've been talking shit to him since he got back the whole time because I was trying to make a bet with him because he swore up and down Kiffin wasn't leaving. He swore everyone in the community he's not leaving, he's staying. I'm talking shit to him, and he told me that it was all money based. That Ole Miss wasn't gonna offer him what LSU could offer him. I said, "Do you think that's really true?"
I think they matched from what I saw.
Yeah,
I think they matched his salary, but I don't know if they were going to give him
not the
NIL and incentives and everything like LSU could. Yeah.
Which, hey, real quick,
he was like, nah.
Hey, did you see LSU's going to pay him the incentives he would have gotten at Ole Miss? Like, if the Ole Miss team goes,
is that true?
Yes.
I thought that was
crazy.
I didn't know if that was true.
I saw that report.
Insane.
I saw that report. I don't know if it's true.
So
but I saw that.
He's going to do that. He's going to get all that even for not coaching them in the playoff. That's crazy. I for sure thought that was fake.
No, I think that's real. And LSU got that kind of money, man, and they're still paying Ed Orgeron, dog. They're still paying Ed Orgeron. So,
dude, I thought there was like rumors that maybe he could Lane would bring him on because he coached under him at like Tennessee and even USC. Ed did.
He said he called him too.
Yeah, and I think I heard someone LSU said that they would be open if he were to come back as like an assistant if like the next guy wanted that. I guess I don't think it will happen, but that'd be nuts though.
I thought I seen a little report that he might be going to the Tulane.
Dude, I would like that because I fucking love Ed Orgeron, bro. Yeah. Dude, that guy, man, he's good for college football, bro. He's kind of insane, but I love him, man.
Yeah, man.
I don't want that though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you need kind of like not really a villain necessarily because I don't think he was a villain, but you kind of need that guy. His kind of type. I feel like you could also throw in like Urban Meyer, like is the same boat as Ed Orgeron. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's always good to have that kind of guy in college football. I do agree. So with the Lane Kiffin fallout to LSU, you had Alex Galesh leaving USF to go to Auburn, which I think that's a pretty good hire for Auburn. But I had heard that Galesh accepted the Arkansas job. And then when the Auburn job, like when things moved with Lane, I think I saw a report saying that like he backed out of the Arkansas job and then took the Auburn job because Auburn's a better job than Arkansas.
Right.
But if that's true, that's
crazy. That's tough.
I think Arkansas fans are also down bad in this whole ordeal. Not as bad as Penn State.
Yeah,
but
they got a terrible hire, bro. Arkansas got absolute bone.
Oh yeah,
bro. They have a terrible hire, bro.
Oh gosh, dude.
That guy sucks. He literally did not win.
Yeah, like he's putting up like solid like 8-4 seasons, but it's like, dude, you're playing in Memphis in the AAC or whatever. Like, you got to go
And
10-2
Memphis has the
and
facilities and
yeah, man, like they
resources
should be doing
to
better.
win that
Yeah.
conference.
I would say right now, Memphis.
It's crazy,
Is it
bro.
crazy to say, and just tell me if it is, that Memphis is more serious about football than Arkansas right now? Do you think that's crazy?
I think they're trying to
Yeah,
be.
maybe.
Arkansas is. I don't know. I believe Arkansas. What, they're not getting funded a lot, right? Is that
I think that was one of the
not
things
my
Tim Pittman
understanding that
talked about
Tyson and
before he got
Walmart's
fired.
not funding them?
Yeah, but they're definitely funding basketball. Like they're definitely been focused on that with Cal there, you know.
Which is crazy. Which makes sense. Cal's a good coach.
Yeah. But then that is crazy, man. And then after that, obviously, John Summerall took the job at Florida, which I think Alex Golesh and John Summerall are two of the best hires as well that those schools could have gotten.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they didn't get Lane Kiffin.
I like Summerall.
I think Summerall's a good coach.
I like Summerall better, though. I do.
Yeah. Well, okay, so is DJ Lagway stay there? Do they bring Jake Retzlaff over, the guy that was at BYU and then at Tulane this last year? Does he even have eligibility left? I don't know.
I don't know, dude. You better fucking hope DJ Lagway stays, bro, because I ain't sold on fucking Retzlaff.
No, I agree.
No.
It's just interesting to think. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, because I mean, you never know what happens when that portal window opens in January. Because now it's just the 1-2 week period from the 2nd to the 16th, I think, which is during playoff games, which makes no fucking sense at all.
Yeah, I gotta fucking fix the calendar, man.
That's a big reason why college football.
How do you fix it though? How do you fix the calendar? What's a good way?
It's tough, man, because like you want to have the portal open. I would feel like for guys to be on campus for winter workouts in January when Christmas break is over. Mm-hmm. But when is the national championship game played?
Like the 6th or something like that.
I mean, I guess you could have it directly after that, or like, I don't know, man. Like it's tough.
But I think because because when is the portal open up?
The national championship game, I think, is on January 20th. Let me see here.
Okay, I saw Joey McGuire.
It's on January 19th. It's on January 19th.
Oh, damn. So I saw Joey McGuire at Tech. He was like going through like what he thought would be a good fix. And I'm going to butcher it, but he was like, you know, some teams play like week 0 and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think like whatever week that is, like that should just be week 1. Like they need to just move it up a week or 2 weeks. And then then that will kind of be the flow, like basically like where it'll set the schedule up where basically like the national championship game, like the day after portal opens. And he kind of framed in that way. I'm like, I think that's probably an easy fix if we're being honest. Like if they just did that.
Well, and I don't remember who said it. I think this might be a Lincoln Riley quote. Honestly, I think he said on a podcast that like the national championship game needs to be played around Christmas to New Year's. That's when it needs to be played.
Yeah, I agree.
So that way you get that start and like you can just jump right into the portal after the season's over. And you don't have to deal with coaches having to leave before the college football playoff even starts.
Right.
So it's crazy.
You kind of run into a little bit of a heat issue, I think. I think it's kind of why the season's pushed a little bit, especially for the Texas teams.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure.
And
that is
Arizona teams and stuff. I think it's kind of pushed for it because of that. Because, I know from Arizona over to Texas in the summer, from
Oklahoma, too.
It's up.
Be hot as hell here, too.
Yeah, so exactly. Even especially out west Oklahoma. So I don't know. I think it'd be sick. It'd be cool. It'd be a better way to fix it.
But I didn't even think about that. I do understand that side of it too.
This league's definitely proved to be irresponsible.
Yeah.
So be interesting going forward. What about the big hire we had today, huh?
Yeah,
big
dude.
hire.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier when you first cut out. But yeah, man, Klein just out of left field, out of nowhere, getting the job at K-State. Reportedly had interviewed for, was it USF?
They were gonna, from what the Texas Aggies, like their site said, that like basically that job was going to be his. Like he was pretty deep into negotiations, and then figured out that the K-State job was opening up, and he was like just into that immediately. So,
dude, it kind of feels like a Bob Stoops thing. Like Bob Stoops retired suddenly. Like it just kind of came out of like, I mean, he was towards the end of his career, and he was like, how old is Kleinman?
58.
Yeah, see, so they're around the same age. And so when Bob retired, it shocked the hell out of me, man. Like, I was not expecting it. And when I got that report today, that was why I asked you. I was like, is this a surprise? And you were like, yeah, this is like totally a surprise. So that shocked me, man. It really, really did.
Man, it's like my emotions are all over the place, dude. Because like I love climbing, man. Like I really do, and I think just this move like cements him. Like they got to put his name like in the Ring of Honor or something. Because like
Mhm.
he's doing this out of like the for the best interest of K State. Like he could.
Yeah.
There was no pressure from the athletic department or anything. I think
Mhm.
fans were because they knew like, hey, if we get Klein now, we could have him for who the fuck knows how long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think people were pushing for it, but nobody in the athletic department was pushing him to get fired.
Mhm.
Not the case whatsoever. If he wanted to coach however much longer, he's going to be there. So, like, I think he just stepped down because, like, it's been a tough year on him. He's had a few health issues, things, minor stuff. But, like, I know, like, in a game, like, the year before this year, he, like, kind of, like, collapsed or
Mhm.
sorts. It just said he was kind of dehydrated and stuff. And he had, like, a little spell like that early this year. So I think that was kind of part of it. But again, like I think he definitely could keep coaching, and I think somewhat he kind of wanted to, but he just saw the window with Klein, and he knew that was probably best for us,
Mhm.
and like he just kind of made the trend. Like they were on a 3-way call last night and stuff, like him, Klein, and then our AD just discussing
Mhm.
like how to work this transition and make sure it's as smooth as possible. So I think that just kind of says it all, man. Like K State legend for sure.
Well, I wonder, and I don't know if these details are out or not, like on a K State board or something, but I wonder if this was something that just kind of like I just feel like it didn't develop in the 11th hour last night. I feel like maybe there had been some conversations, at least, like maybe Kleiman talking to Klein a little bit. And like I know he interviewed for another job. Maybe he just wanted to see like how he felt about it. But I don't really, and I could just be wrong, but I don't believe that it just all happened last night. I feel like this is probably something that they've been working towards. And that's why they were able to just name Klein as the head coach without, any drama at all about it. So, and you can talk about that, Daniel, if you want, but
So I think they're kind of saying that after that Utah game, which like super emotional game, man, and like
mhm.
in his press
Yeah,
conference,
that
I
was a
don't know,
crazy game, man.
and that I don't know if you guys saw his press conference, but like super super emotional. It was kind of
Mhm.
crazy. And just kind of talked about the season and how like he's gotten heat from the fans and stuff, and was basically bullshit and stuff like that. Got to the point where he's like getting choked up and stuff. That like our AD was there. Our
Yeah.
AD like literally like went to like console him, like, "Hey man, like we got your back. Like
Mhm.
like don't worry
I
about
like
it."
that, man. I like
It
that
was
a lot.
cool. It was cool, and like all the players love that shit too.
Mhm.
From what I heard. But anyway, I think after that, before the Colorado game this week, sometime the week, he told our AD that he was like going to retire. So they knew before the
Mhm.
Colorado game, not the players, but
Yeah.
him, the AD. So I think at some point in that time, they kind of maybe talked with Klein at some lengths about it. So
Mhm. Hey, so W winning that Colorado game then, man. He got to go out with a win.
yeah,
Is
at
he going to
home.
coach the bowl game?
That's what they're saying. I think he's going to coach the bowl game. Yeah.
That's dope, man. And it'd be cool. Like obviously, Klein's going to be coaching in the playoff for however far Texas A&M goes. But like I think it would be cool. Like when Brent was named the head coach, like at OU, he came when we played the Alamo Bowl. Like when Bob Stoops coached that game, like Brent came on afterwards on the field when they were doing the trophy ceremony and everything. It was really cool, man. Like it
Very
was like a
cool moment. I
ceremonial,
remember that.
like it was like a passing of the torch situation, and it would be cool to see Klein kind of get that as well. Obviously, if they win their bowl game, and we'll see where they go. But I think that's cool, man. I think that's a great hire for K State. And I
Dream
mean,
hire, man.
the top of the Big 12, I would say that number 2 spot is wide open because I think, and this is unfortunate, but I think Texas Tech is in a great spot to lock down that top spot in the Big 12 right
Oh
now
yeah.
for a
Oh yeah. They're
while.
gonna be a
They
fucking
got the
problem,
money,
man.
they got the backing. They just re-signed McGuire for another 7 years, so somebody's going to have to knock down Tech, man. I mean, if they win, obviously on Saturday, they're the big dog in the Big 12 until somebody knocks them
Hey,
off.
it's billionaire versus billionaire, bro.
Facts.
Cody needs to somebody needs to go flex on Cody so hard, bro. Please. That dude's off his rocker right now. Respectfully so. Because he's like leads Red Raider, right? He's a player,
Mhm.
right? Grew up as a Red Raider fan. Like, I mean, he dude is a tech through and through. And then goes out and becomes a billionaire in the oil. How much more West Texas and Texas Tech can you
Oh
get,
yeah.
bro? Like, that's what I also because that's him. That's his whole identity. It's cool. It's cool to see that. That's what other programs kind of need, though. Like Texas Tech, they need some guy that's like, yeah, I kind of care about these guys. Let me go in here and just throw a couple 100 million at these dudes real quick. No. Sick Tech though, I hate them guys, but it's cool to see what they're doing. I wish they would build their stadium bigger.
Well, they just redid
Every
it.
time I see the stadium, yeah, I know, but every time I see the stadium, it just looks like it's not like where's the rest of it? Like it looks like it's built to go builder.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
it's built to go bigger. Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
I gotta say, I think BYU is gonna be a problem because I think they got that Crumble guy involved, and that guy's worth like $2 or $3 billion. So
Yeah, dude.
And it's not just
it's
him
not
either.
just him.
There's
I
probably
know they
a
got a
few
good
of
amount
them.
of them, but dude, I think he was a
Dude.
big person to kind of like pony up to like, hey, we got to keep Sataki.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. They kept Sataki from Penn State. That's crazy.
Well,
I know.
he's been at BYU.
Yeah, he's a player, so like he's got BYU, but he was listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was.
Mhm.
So
I mean, Penn State.
I mean,
say
why
what you
wouldn't
want.
you though,
I mean,
man? Yeah.
it's still like a not. I wouldn't say tier A. I'd probably say a tier B job, especially right now.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but just talking about
Yeah.
BYU, man.
What
like,
about the?
just real quick, if I want to make a point real quick, I truly didn't realize how much money they had over there, man, because like, my wife has been really big into watching Dancing with the Stars recently. I have a point here, I promise. And one of the people on this year is one of the women, I think, that's on the Secret Lives of Mormon
Yes,
Wives.
I've been watching.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
Dude,
Heck
I
yeah,
started
dude.
watching that show with her, and it blows my mind. I didn't realize they were so rich. I did not understand, man.
Bro,
It's crazy.
they have money.
It's crazy, man.
There was a story that came out, an article that came out like 6 or 7 months ago. It was a couple. It was really this dude that is from Utah. I think he lives in Salt Lake City or Provo, one of the two. Mormon family. They had like a $500 million house. Dudes they're oil kings. They're just chilling out there.
Yeah.
They got hit up because they were messing with the cartel. I'm sure he's gonna get out. But yeah, they all have money. That's when I learned that Mormons have crazy amounts
it's
of money.
crazy,
And
man.
shout out to the Crumble guy sending Crumble to the Penn
Yeah.
State facility. That's
awesome.
hilarious, bro.
Yeah.
That is hilarious. That's what this league's all about. That's what college football is all about.
I love
bro.
it, man.
That's what it's about. Billionaires flexing on other billionaires and sending their product to them, bro. Suck me. Yeah.
Well, so yeah, man, I mean, everything's been crazy, man. And obviously the biggest thing right now is the conference championship games coming up this weekend. And that's going to lead us straight into our pick'ems for this week. Obviously you reserve the right to change your pick from tonight on the notes that we do together in our pick'ems league, obviously. But this is just where you stand right now. And we're going to start it off with North Texas, Eric Morris, obviously Oklahoma State's new head coach, Drew Mestamaker, I think that's his name.
Mhm.
Possibly the new Oklahoma State quarterback, man. All of them are going to be watching, pulling for North Texas. The Florida group, they're all going to be watching Tulane, pulling for Sumrall, I imagine. North Texas is favored by 2.5. I really don't know who I'm going to pick in this game. I personally am going to take Tulane because I think Tulane is more battle tested. So I don't know how much they win by. I'm just going to pick Tulane, and it's the American Championship, by the way. So I'll pass it over to Tatum. What's your pick?
North Texas, he's freshman, right? Quarterback?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. And he's only been playing football for like a couple years, I think.
Yeah, zero start walk on, I think,
man.
right? Is what he was. That's insane, by the way. I want to take them just because I kind of believe in him. That kid's really good. I just don't. Tulane, like you said, is battle tested. They're definitely a bit more seasoned too. Like you said, that quarterback's from BYU, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
he's definitely seen some things. I'm gonna pick Tulane. As of now, I don't know what the score is gonna be. I'm just gonna go straight up.
Yeah, North Texas is favored by 2.5.
That's crazy, man. Yeah, dude, I really want to pick North Texas, man, because that quarterback is legit, man. Because you seen like the angles and stuff. They do videos on the quarterbacks and stuff where it's like looking like from the behind and stuff. They did a couple of like videos of him doing that, and man, like he's making some throws. I'm like, holy fuck, man! Like this guy is legit. And they got a really good running back too. But I don't know. Like I think all the things that you guys said, like, man, like Sumrall and them, like they've just been battle tested. They played a lot of games against some P5 teams that beat P5 teams. Like they got like the BYU quarterback who's played against a lot of good teams. Like, I don't know. I think they're still like North Texas still kind of like premature and stuff with their, they haven't played a ton of like, huge contests. So I probably got to give it to Tulane just off that.
Man, it sucks too because North Texas, they just got. I think this is their best season ever. This is, I want to say, best ranking they've ever had. I don't think they've ever been ranked before.
Crazy, man.
So I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see because that kid's definitely leaving. I mean, what are we talking? Yeah, I mean, he's gone. He might not even go to Oklahoma State. He's really good.
Dead ass.
Yeah.
That's on the table for sure.
Yeah.
It just depends on if he wants to follow his coach.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you? The guy, that's probably the only dude that gave him a shot, right? Dude just went to school in North Texas, decided to walk on real quick.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys are interested, that over-under is at 66.5. It's a lot.
That is a lot.
So, I don't know.
G5 games.
So
crazy.
Well, here's another G5 game. It's not on the pick'ems this week, but you've got Troy and James Madison. I don't really know how this all works out because I think the North Texas Tulane winner gets into the playoff, but James Madison is right there. I think it's the highest ranked G5 champ. Yeah. So, and I think if North Texas wins, they're going to jump in, obviously, but like, yeah, I think it's going to be Tulane and North Texas. So anyways, you also have in the Sun Belt, Troy at 8-4 against James Madison at 11-1. James Madison is favored by 23.5. I don't know a lot about either team. I'm going to pick James Madison. So that's all I got to say.
By 1,000.
Yeah.
James Madison, their coach also, I think, just got hired somewhere, if I'm not mistaken.
UCLA.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about
the Tulane job.
Hey, I know, man.
Hey, James Madison is I think would kind of be on that same level of kind of Tulane. They've put out some coaches here recently.
Maybe I wouldn't say they have like the winning like history against some of the people.
Well, the program, teams, because they're freshly. But
in terms of like G5,
5-10 years.
For sure, I'm with you. So, so now we move on to Saturday. We're into the P4 slot, dude. Honestly, like the one thing I miss about the Big 12 is I love the Big 12 championship game. I love it being at Jerry's World, man. That it's a great environment. I got the pleasure of going to watch OU play Baylor one year there, the Big 12 championship. It's awesome. Daniel, I know you got to go. You got to watch K-State win. Dude. It's awesome, dude. It's awesome. Man. It's a great environment. But it's going to kick off conference championship weekend as it always does on Saturday. That game's at 11 a.m. BYU is a 12.5-point dog, man. And the one time they played, I think the score was 29-7. And BYU, I think, didn't even score in that game until late in the fourth quarter to make it look a little bit better. So I don't know, man. I think it's going to be closer. I think it's hard to beat a team twice, but I do think that Tech's going to do it. I think that BYU is going to look really good, though, because they hear all the talk. They feel all the disrespect. They know they got to win to get in. I just think Tech's a better team. But who knows? I mean, if Tech comes in sleepwalking, they know they're in regardless. I mean, unless they get blown out by 40, I don't think there's a scenario where Texas Tech doesn't get in. But I think Tech's going to win. I don't think they cover, though. So I'm not going to give a score, but I think Tech wins, but I don't think they cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take BYU. I think Sataki's a good coach. I think he learns from his mistakes. This obviously it's in Texas. It's a shorter drive for Texas Tech, but BYU travels well.
Dude, don't worry about that. BYU
will certainly travel well to Dallas.
Yeah. They got plenty of private jets, man. They will be over there.
Yeah, and their thing is they're crazy enough to just fly some of the random people just down there on jets, right? So I think they're going to travel well. I think they're going to come into these games neutral site, and I think that will help them a lot. I think playing in Lubbock is hard for a lot of teams, especially now, because their egos are all boosted over there.
It's always hard to play in Lubbock, man. Always hard.
Yeah. It's a tough place to play, whether people want to say that or not. Yeah. So. But I'm going to go and take BYU on this. I think they're going to prevail. I don't know what that's going to do. I think Tech gets in, like you guys said. I don't think they're going to leave him out. Yeah. You'd be wrong too. But yeah, definitely will shake things up. Even though I need them to lose, I'll take them to win.
Yeah, man. When you look at this game, like Tech's just a better team. Like their defense is, I think they have a top 3 defense. Like if you, I think maybe you could put Ohio State and maybe OU in front of them, but. I mean, I think it is up for debate, but I think they're legitimately top 3 defense. So you got dudes, man. I think that Jacob Rodriguez might be the best linebacker like I've seen in a really fucking long time, man.
He's good, man. He's really good.
So good. Yeah, and that David Bailey, dude, he's hitting off the edge. Like their defensive line is fucking just incredible. It's like where I think
Mhm.
they have some good DBs, but it's like sometimes they don't even really fucking need to be that good because they're fucking doing so much damage and stuff on the front
I mean, your
lines.
front seven can cover up a lot in the back
Right,
end. So
right. So, and I think and Baron Morton's solid, and they got two running backs that they shuffle in and out and stuff with Dickey and Jacoby Williams, and they got some guy. They have a really good tight end. Like that, I mean, they're just a better team. But with that being said, BYU, man, they just feel like they got a little destiny to them, right? They're pissed off from kind of getting a little stomped at Lubbock, right? Penn State just tried to rip their head coach, was close, but he stays, and you saw that video of all the team reacting of him telling the news that he's not going anywhere. They know they got to win this to get in the playoff because they're probably going to get shafted if they lose to not make it. You know what I mean? Like they got to have it, They know the stakes here. They know they want to kind of put on for their coach. So fuck the cover, man. I'm taking money line BYU. Two
all
teams
right,
in the Big
man.
12 to the playoff.
All right. I like it. I mean, I'm down to see that, honestly.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome to see. So, all right. So you guys both got BYU in this game. Okay. Now this one's going to be interesting, man. You've got the SEC championship at 3 p.m. You've got number 3 Georgia against number 9 Alabama. It's a rematch. And dude, I got no idea what's going to happen in this game. I got no idea what's going to happen in this game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout one way or the other. But I just honestly I don't know. Georgia's favored by 2.5. Bama did not play well against Auburn. They started out great. They were up 17-0, and then it was tied 20-20. And Auburn, if Ashton Daniels didn't, go full Tua there at the end, I mean they were moving it down the field. They had a chance to tie it, man. But Auburn's also, I think, and people can say what they want. I know they're 5-7. I don't think Auburn's a terrible team because I think their FPI is still fairly high, even though they're 5-7.
Defense is really good too, right?
And I don't think they've lost a single game by like 20 points. Like I think they've all been like less than that. Like their offense has just been dog water, and that's unfortunate. But I don't know, man. Like this game is so weird. Bama Auburn's a rivalry game, so I try not, again, like I said earlier, and me and Tate always talk about this. I try not to put too much stock in rivalry games, like in the way one way goes or the other, just because the crazy shit happens in rivalry games, man. It always does. It always does. But with all of that being said, and before I make a pick, I think people just need to be prepared to watch Bama still get in even with a loss, because the committee has already proven once that they don't punish teams for losing in the conference championship game, like SMU last year, even though SMU did not play a single ranked team all regular season long. They still got into the playoff because they made it to the conference championship game. And they were like, well, we're not going to penalize you for playing and losing an extra game that nobody else got to play because they weren't as good throughout the year. So now I don't know if that's going to be the case with Bama. Personally, I don't think they should be in if they lose, because that's their third loss. And you also have a terrible loss to Florida State. And people can debate that because, I mean, their loss to OU isn't a terrible loss. OU's a pretty good team. Obviously, it was in their own house, and home losses aren't good. But so with that all being said, I think Georgia bounces back, and I think Georgia gets the win here. Now, they got to win by 21 plus if they truly want to knock Bama out. But I think it's going to be within the realm of 7 to 10 points. So I think Georgia covers, though, because they're favored by 2.5. So I'm sorry, that was really long. But that's just I wanted to share my thoughts on that. So
yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Georgia's gonna win. I want to say it's close. I also want to say it's gonna be high scoring. When I mean high scoring, I'm gonna say this score is gonna be in the 30s. Maybe like a 36-30 type of thing, or maybe even like a 42-35 type of thing, like a one touchdown, but high scoring. I think that's what's going to happen. Even though the first one wasn't, I think it's going to be a different. Championship games tend to bring things out. Kirby's already said that he cares about conference championships. You know what I mean? He cares about winning the SEC. Because he got asked that in a presser, I think last week maybe, on do these conference championship games matter? He's like, dude, why would you not want to win the SEC championship?
They 100%.
He says it's a freaking SEC. Yeah. So I think what adds to it is his little thing with Bama is just that means that much more. So I'm excited to watch that game. Actually, it's going to be a good game. I'm going to take Georgia.
Yeah, man. I just think I mean, Georgia has an Alabama problem, man. They do. They really
Yeah.
do. Kirby's got an Alabama problem. We talked about that. But man, I just can't see them losing to them twice in a year, man. I can't. But I think it's going to be super
No way.
close. I think it could be a type of thing where, field goal as time expiring for a win. I really think that could happen. So, but yeah, give me Georgia and give me to barely cover. I think they can win by 3.
I also want to mention I talked about how bad Bama played last week against Auburn. Georgia also struggled mightily against Georgia Tech. And we
Yes.
already talked about that, but I mean, 16-9 against Georgia Tech, man. And I think they got boat raced by NC State. I think Georgia Tech did.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, man. Again, but it's a rivalry game, so those games are just weird. But now we talked about. I know Tate, you said the game you're most excited about is Georgia Bama. Indiana, Ohio State at 7 p.m. is probably the most interesting game. I think. I mean, not in terms of playoff ramifications, because I think no matter what happens in this game, both of these teams are going to be in the top 4, regardless of what
Yeah.
happens. Like
Yeah, I
they're
think
going to
so
get a
too.
top 4, a first round bye, no matter what happens. But both teams are really playing their first, and not first, because Indiana played Oregon, who's in the top 10, and Ohio State played Texas, who's on the outside looking in. But like in terms of like true top
And
10
Michigan.
opponent, yeah, Michigan though isn't up to this echelon of what Indiana has played this year at the very least,
Right.
because Oregon's a better win than anything Michigan's done this year. But Indiana and Ohio State, man, it's two teams that people talk about. Well, they don't play like a crazy hard schedule. I'm interested to see just how this all plays out, man. Like number 1 versus number 2, possibly a national championship preview, depending upon how the playoff rankings shake out. I mean, you never know what's
Yeah.
going to happen. So,
Yeah.
I don't know, but my gut is kind of telling me Ohio State, and that's where I think I'm going to go. I think that they've got too much offensive firepower, and I think Julian Sand is playing at a high level right now, man. He went out with no sleeves against Michigan in the snow, man. Threw dimes all over the field. I'm going with Ohio State, and I think they cover, but they only have to win by 4. I think they win by, I'm going to say 6 points, a touchdown without an extra point. So give me the Buckeyes.
I don't know. This game is kind of weird because I questioned Sig earlier if he had to prove himself at Oregon. He did. This game here seems to be another just one more stone for him to say I'm who I think I am.
Mhm.
And at that point, I think he could do that. I think what gets me though is the mental part of it because Ohio State's been here plenty times before. Ohio State knows what to expect in these types of games. Indiana has not. So I want to go with Sig, man. I really do, but Ohio State's good. They're great. Saints playing good. Defense is tremendous. I agree with you, Chase. Probably first big game they both played for at least in Ohio State hadn't played a real big game. I mean, outside of Michigan,
Mhm.
Texas. Look, that was a whole gap,
Well,
right?
that
So it's a
Texas
whole
game was
gap in
back
the
in
seasons
August,
they
right?
played. Exactly. Yeah,
So
the
yeah,
first second week of the
yeah.
season. Yeah. So I don't know. I think maybe Sid comes out early. I think it's going to be a true Big Ten game though. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be kind of a low scoring game. Um, and when I mean low scoring, I'm going to say in the 20s. Give me Ohio State by 4. I'm gonna say 4, 28-24.
Whew, it's about a push, but it's there.
Listen, man, I do like Indiana, and they had the big win at Oregon. That was definitely nice to see that they can kind of win a big game and stuff in the SIG
Mhm.
area. But man, I just think Ohio State is just fucking. I just think they're like the number 1 team, like head and shoulders. Not maybe head and shoulders, just maybe being a stretch, but their defense is fucking unbelievable. And it's like if and Sayan's getting better, and it's like he doesn't have to be Superman, dude. Like he's got 2 guys
Mm-hmm.
that are going to be first round top 5, top 10
Mhm.
picks. Like just
Yeah,
between Carnell and Jeremiah Smith, and
yeah, dude.
they know they got others that they really needed them to step
Yeah,
up.
it's just
You know what I
Brandon
mean?
Ennis too, man. Like they're just loaded.
Ennis, yeah, like that dude's fucking
Mhm.
really good. He might be a first round too. I don't fucking know. Like they got
Mhm.
You got a Bentley surrounded by Lambos, bro. It's what it is.
okay, yeah.
Mhm.
But man, I just think they're just going to be too much for him. I really do. Like
Yeah.
I think it could be close for a while, like for a
Mhm.
good part of the game. But then I think maybe Ohio State in the end kind of like opens it up a little bit and maybe makes it look worse than it actually the game really was.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, give me Ohio State to win by 2 touchdowns.
All right. I would be down to see Indiana win just so Cody.
I would too. Yeah.
So,
I would too. Yeah.
So I just want that dude to be in hell, honestly. So here's the last pick 'em, and man, it's interesting in its own way. You got the 7-5 Duke Blue Devils playing Virginia in the ACC championship, man. Like, how terrible does your league have to be for a 7-5 team with, I think, was it 2 conference losses? Because I don't think they lost 3 conference. I think it's 2 conference losses. Or it's either 2 or 3. How were they in the conference championship game? Blows my mind. Which, by the way, Virginia, I believe, already dog walked them earlier this year. Like, I don't think it was close. So
ACC sucks, dude.
it's bad.
It's so bad, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, get fucked, Miami fans. Manny Diaz to the conference title game before Cristobal. So yeah, fucking eat your heart.
Well, just before Miami, dude, they've never won
before
the ACC.
Miami. Yeah,
they've never won the ACC, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
That's nuts.
I know. So I think Virginia's going to win this game. I'm surprised they're only favored by 3.5. Honestly, shout out Chandler Morris, former Oklahoma quarterback, scored the very first touchdown of the 2020 Big 12 championship against Iowa State. Just a little Aflac fun fact out there for you. So, yeah, I didn't know he was playing at Virginia until I watched their game against, I think it was Florida State. I don't think I knew that. Where that one Florida State player got trampled on when they rushed the field.
Yeah,
that was crazy, dude. All for Florida State to go 5-7. So
yeah.
So, anyways, all that being said, I got Virginia, man, and they're going to cover. I don't think it's going to be close. I mean, shout out Duke for making it here at 7-5. Good for them. But what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Give me Virginia.
Yeah, give me Virginia. I'm with you. No need to really talk about it. Fucking Duke sucks.
Yeah, Virginia to cover, man. Pretty easy. Yeah, Chandler Morris legacy game.
Well, gentlemen, that's pretty much everything I had on the itinerary here. Is there anything you would like to go back over that we didn't talk about? Any other conversations you want to have?
I will add this. It's not any of the conversations we have. I just saw this pop up on Twitter. Someone sent to me. I guess Hugh Freeze had some exclusive interview after getting fired at Auburn. Here's what he said about Jackson Arnold, man. This is kind of nuts. Bad look in my opinion. Bad look in my opinion. He said, let's be clear. This is not to beat up Jackson, but certainly it didn't work out to the level that he nor I both expected for him and our team. And that's why I'm sitting here. I'm like, dude, I think that's pretty shitty, you know?
I don't think he's wrong.
I don't think he's wrong, but like,
that's
damn,
a crazy
really?
thing to say.
Yeah, gonna run down the kid like
you don't
that?
say that. But... Yeah, that dude's a piece of shit anyway.
Well, he's been known to coach to him. For sending their player to him.
Yeah, he's been known to do that. Like, that's terrible.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Is that real?
I think Jay could go to a G5 team.
It was from on 3.
That's what you get.
Jay could go. I think Jay could go play some G5 ball.
You gotta.
Might have to.
We talked.
Well, he probably is going to.
We talked about this, I think, like a month or two ago, whatever it was. But we talked about coaches that they're gonna be teams that need quarterbacks in the portal this next year, and Jackson's probably gonna be in the portal again. If you're a coach that's wanting to save your job and having to get a big portal addition, Jackson Arnold is not going to be the guy you go after. And I don't know why Hugh Freeze went out. Like, I thought that he was a good player, but obviously, like, people had higher opinions of him than OU fans did because we watched it every single week. And the injuries were a big part of that. The offensive line was terrible. Jackson obviously was better than what we saw last year, but also we saw what he was this year with Auburn, man. So it's just, it's tough.
How can Hugh Freeze say that? He's the one making the decision.
That's crazy to say that.
Like, you should be saying, I'm sorry, maybe I didn't recruit any good quarterbacks that fucking play well. Like, you know what I mean? Sure, that is, he's not wrong. You don't say that out loud.
No,
at the end of the day, you made the decision to recruit those guys and put them in the game. So whose fault is it really?
Well, and now parents if I was a parent, I might be hesitant, to send a player to go be under him just because it's like, well, he could say whatever he wants and just disparage your son in the media, man.
He's gonna have to go to he'll be one of those coaches that drop down a couple.
Well, whenever Coach Chev leaves, he'll probably come down to the Tahlequah.
Hey, Coach O, man,
dude, Chev taking us to D1.
Come on down to the quad, big man. After
facts.
Chev, obviously. We're not running Chev out of town.
Oh no.
After Chev.
Chev around for the long haul.
Facts.
So I'm a billionaire, then we'll make him D1.
All right, man. Well, Daniel, since you're here, I want to add you into this, and I'll ask you on Sunday. This is a little announcement. On Sunday, we are going to record during the selection show, so we're going to do live reactions as the final playoff rankings come out. Okay. So everybody's going to get our live reactions, man. I'm excited for that. We're not going to be live streaming, but we're going to be recording while the rankings come out. So that's what we're going to talk about on Sunday, boys. Any last things you want to add here before we get on out? All right.
Oh, man, go Hawks.
Yeah, hey, Collin Klein, dream hire for K-State, man. Lit, new era. Excited, man.
Yeah.
Put Texas in the playoffs. They deserve it. Please take Alabama out and BYU out. And
all right, that's the
Miami.
quarterback center state.
Strength is good.
Yeah, dude, Texas ain't making the playoffs. So anyways, guys, that'll do it for episode number 9 of the Quarterback to Center Exchange. I'm Chase McNutt. As Tatum Moppin and Daniel Rice joining me. Thanks for joining, guys, and I'm excited to see this last week of college football before the playoffs. So you guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you again next week.